The active participation of responsible institutions is mandatory in order to put a complete stop to the drug menace. However, Commissioner General of Prisons Rohana Pushpakumara says that a majority of inmates in prisons represented the bottom tier of this illegal trade. If this is the case, have the real drug peddlers not been nabbed by the law? Tonight, News First focuses on this aspect of this illegal trade.
The grassroots level of the drug trade are languishing in prisons. I believe that the top drug peddlers are still at large. The bottom tier who supported their businesses are the ones who are imprisoned.
The statement made by the Commissioner General of Prisons was aired on News First on a previous occasion. According to the Commissioner General of Prisons, if those imprisoned are the grassroots of the trade, how is it that the real peddlers are remaining at large and untouched?
When operating in the country, the person who uses drugs is always caught. The drug peddler and the businessman involved are never arrested. The user and the seller are arrested. However, the question as to who is behind the trade is never raised. It's all about the money. Take a look at the cases in Sri Lanka. 95% of the cases are not complete. It just stops with 1 or 2 persons. That is how it is in Sri Lanka. The process does not go beyond it. They arrest a person and take him in. They only ask from where he got the drugs. They get a name and then they go and arrest the seller. The process does not go beyond it. He is not questioned as to who are the others involved above him. When the process reaches that level, it is then that the trade will stop for good.
It should also be questioned as to whether the improper investigations of the police has attributed to the failure to apprehend the drug dealers. The start of the string of murders of women in Kotakethana dates back to 2012 when a mother and daughter were hacked to death in their house. It was reported that the murder was connected to drugs. Among the persons who were arrested for the crime was the former Godakavela Pradesh Sabha member L.H. Thanasiri and his brother known as Raju. Later, the former politico was released from the case by the Attorney General. It was also reported that he once served as the coordinating secretary to a powerful minister. On the 19th of this month, News First questioned the police media spokesperson as to whether an investigation on the connection between drugs and the murders was carried out.
No. There is an investigation with regard to drugs that is currently taking place. To be trialed on drugs, the individual must be arrested while possessing drugs.
According to the police, Kavindya and her mother were brutally murdered on the 31st of January 2012. When News First delved deep into this matter that we would draw your attention to on this news item. That is, 10 days before Kavindya and her mother were murdered, that is the 20th of January 2012, son of former Pradesh Sabha member Dharmasri, Milaka Sampath Lokugamheva, was arrested by the police. He was arrested for extortion and prison officials noted that heroin was discovered from a locker as he was a prison's guard.
Every officer has been given a locker to keep their belongings. After he was arrested, his locker was checked. We found drugs in his locker.
The
arrest that took place 10 days prior to a gruesome double homicide, and it is also a question as to where the police acted to look into root of the drug trade connected to the murders. Drugs are also connected to this? Milaka Sampath Lokugamheva was arrested on the 20th of January 2012.
That was related to drugs.
A single investigation is not carried out on both incidents.
These are 2 separate incidents.
If the murders reveal that drugs are involved here, then an investigation has not been carried out as to from where did these drugs come from.
No, police investigations have taken place. Not all investigations can be successful.
It was said that Raju placed the drugs or a parcel that was sent through Kavindya was discovered.
There is certain evidence. When the case is taken up, the evidence will be produced.
If an investigation was carried out on Mihilaka, why isn't this case given attention? If it was done, something bigger would have been exposed.
We can make statements. Everything needs to be done within the scope of the law.
Mihilaka was arrested with drugs. Have no investigations been launched into this?
An investigation has been carried out, but in some cases we cannot move forward.
In order to gather more information, Newsfirst gave prior notice to arrested and later released former Godekwala Pradesh Sabha member L.H. Dharmasri that we would contact him. However, attempts to contact him over the past 2 days proved futile.